Good afternoon. This is the Elliott Wave intraday alert for Expiration Friday on April the 11th, being recorded at 11:15 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, 2:15 there on the East Coast. Starting here with the S&P. It's kind of been rather a boring day till suddenly we started to catch some fire, and I was able to kind of look at this pattern to figure out possibly what this thing is doing. And then after our quick decline, well, let's just recap. After that huge rally we had, and then that disappointing pullback that we had, not necessarily disappointing in terms of trading, and then just putting together a series of what looks like threes. Guess what? It is. What I believe is just a small diagonal triangle up. Now, whether that is wave one or wave A or complete, I do not know. That part has to come in. But here's what it is getting interesting. We are at a Friday expiration. We had a Wednesday that knocked the socks off of the market. And I'm not sure that traders, large and small, want to see this thing go out to the downside. So particularly in stocks like Apple, Google, Microsoft, NVIDIA, like the big stocks in these indexes, particularly Apple. I've watched them try to get Apple back to it. I just want to show you. Here's my trade. And here we are for today. Look at this sucker. First of all, 128 volatility, 127 volatility in Apple. This thing never gets up here. These are the more than norms. And this 128. So that tells you that it's nuts, right? It's like what they're doing is kind of just beyond the norm. But when I really take a look at this thing, I got to pull it down and look at what was there. This thing almost got to 200 on Wednesday. I think it finished like 198, 199, somewhere up there, or maybe it even touched 200. But in any case, they came up. They came up to monetize these calls. And that's after going down to monetize puts. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing. So now they're taking care of both sides. And maybe that wraps it up for them. Unless they're really not done and they want to pull this thing out of there and get it up to 200 and let it expire there and then see what happens. That's just Apple. These plays are really pretty incredible. Then we can look at, let's take a look at the SPX, which also has an expiration today, 87.80. Vol is coming down in Apple. In the S&P, at least in the SPX. Well, we're up strong. So what usually is going to happen when you get these big up markets? They tend to crush the vol, but in the puts. They're crushing the puts, and because the market is coming down, driving it away from a lot of these upper strikes. We have broken above 5,300. The next serious level for the SPX is 5,400. Can they get there today? I somehow don't think so, but hey, 53.81 is the high. So you just don't know. So are they going to throw this thing into high gear, low gear as they roll it back down the hill and push this vol back up and just really take these puts to the moon for the bell? I don't know. But you're seeing finally, look at the calls picking up, particularly the 5,300. Wow, what a turn. And again, what a shift. So I think what we're seeing here is the good old, a lot of the straddle at 5,300 and then seeing what happens at 5,350. So again, that's the next straddle, but we're getting late in the day. So I'm not sure, but there you again, 5,350, 22,000 contracts. So, and pretty high vol for the SPX, lower than what we've seen this week, but still very high for the SPX. So this expiration is turning into be very interesting. I do, in my heart of hearts or in my gut, I'm feeling that we've not seen that hard press sell come in yet. We saw the hard pressed buy, took the Dow up to about 700 plus, took the S&P, let's see, that's going to be about 70, like 50 points higher than where we are. So it was above 100. It was up over 100. That's all good. But like I said, and I'm starting to see, I got ticks coming in. You start to see these sellers come in and they start hitting with the baskets. So again, on the charts, I think pullback, absolutely. If this is done, it needs to pull back, whether it's an A, whether it's a 1, it needs to pull back in a 2. How hard this gets hit, it's just going to depend. We've seen it all this week. We've seen them just come in and absolutely just trounce anybody who sold it. Just absolutely take this thing to the moon. And then we saw them kill it yesterday, down strongly, and then buy it back up into the close. So again, this is just an alert. Be on the lookout. Right now, the levels going up are now being met or at least taken out. We've gotten 382, took it out, now coming back down. To the downside, we took, and this would have been yesterday, so we didn't really do any damage to the downside today over what we saw from yesterday. Quick update on the spot gamma levels for today, particularly in the SPX. We've gotten up to 5406 in the ES, so I'm going to go there. 5423 was our next, it was a combo level. Coming back down, they'd have to drop it pretty far to start really doing damage on a gamma level. So, but the easier move for taking out gamma would be to the upside. Whether the players are really going to want to take that, and these are like the big boys, the Citadels, the Simplex people, BlackRock, all these big players who have dealers in these markets, don't know if they're going to want to see that. But again, who am I? So in any case, what we have coming to the upside, we have 5423 combo level, and the next strong gamma level is actually 5537. ES 5537, 5490 in the SPX, 5386 next level in the SPX for gamma, and that's a combo. That would be a combo level. So not really seeing anything too strong there that could get ruffled into this expiration. We have an hour and a half. Who knows? A lot can happen. In the spiders are currently trading at 532, we'll call it. And what we have, large gamma 3 at 530. So we've taken it out, moved above it. So, and on the way back up, let me just see something. Spiders are up 7. Yeah, so we came in this morning taking out large gamma 4 at 525. So again, that's gone. And so we're seeing that combo level go, and 530, again, 530 was large gamma 3. What do we have next? We have another combo level of 537. That's quite the push it's got to do. And large gamma 2 is at 540. Might have to wait. Don't know. And again, I don't know how much is today's expiration, and that goes out today. So let's go over and take a look at the NASDAQ real quick, and I want to get this posted. NASDAQ, it's the same deal. Kind of like a lot of threes, and I looked at it and I thought, but it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm like, oh, okay. Diagonal in motion right here. Whether it's hard to tell whether it's a 1, which would fit, or is it just a strange 2, which could also, because it could be A, B, C, X, A, B, C, maybe, because continues out. So it's kind of, and one hand to work in motion, and the other could be a finishing, and then we correct and we go rallying back up again. But again, same deal. We saw massive moves up, massive moves down, and then just a lot of inside. I mean, day trading on your smaller time frames is pretty bullish. Right? These were probably very bullish moves, and they were nonstop due to Apple. Tesla's going the other direction, by the way. Tesla, they're taking it lower. It's down 5. It's been down lower. So it just depends on where you are and what you're trading. But the larger players are doing really well in terms of like NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple, AMD, they're all Broadcom, all doing pretty well for the NASDAQ. Taking a look at those spot gamma levels in the NASDAQ. I know I gave them for the Qs. Let's just take a look at the NASDAQ real quick. In the NQ, trading right now, 18,753. Well, down here, we really don't have much. We had 18,640, which was a combo. 18,575 was zero gamma. So that kind of leans us more and a little bit more bullish, which is, I think, also helping to push the market up a little bit. On to the upside, we'd have to go a lot further. 18,957, that's good resistance. I don't think we can get above it because our next level to tick in terms of gamma comes in at 19,184. Let me go over and look real quick at the Qs because that's really where the action is happening. And right now, the Qs are trading at 453. And so we had 450 was large gamma 1 taken out, large gamma 1 taken out. And so that kind of keeps us in a very more positive frame of mind today. So now, what we have above that is 460. 460. Do you think we can get up to 460? That's another 8 points. We've had these moves this week, but I don't know if people got it in them to do it for the last hour. So it kind of just appears to me that we might end up trying to expire around here, maybe get pushed back down to 450. All right, that is where I'm going to complete this. Guys, for those that are getting this as part of just my members of the YouTube channel, in terms of they've been around for a long time, great. I hope I'm helping you out, but please consider joining us in the memberships because you'll get a morning update, you get the daily update, plus these. So it's not really expensive. Check it out. Anyway, our next update will be the weekly for YouTube membership.